Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco, and I am back with 5 more indie books that I highly recommend you pick up. This is technically part 2, I guess. If you haven't checked out part 1, you can watch it. It doesn't have to be in order. You can watch part 1 after this video. But before we get into it, let me quickly tell you about my giveaway. I'm giving away 3 awesome comic bundles at 500 subscribers. That's right, 3 lucky subscribers will each win one of these 3 comic bundles. All you have to do to enter is simply be subscribed and leave a comment on this video. If you would like additional chances to win, you can watch other videos on my channel and leave comments on those as well. Each comment on a new video is another chance to win. Good luck. And you all are teasing me so bad. At the moment of recording, I am at 499 subscribers. So we just need one more. Go out there, make a friend, and tell them to subscribe. We are so close, so I imagine next video I will probably be doing the announcement for the 500 subscriber giveaway. So keep that in mind. Unless y'all want to just grind on this $4.99 train for a little while longer. Also, obviously today is Sunday. Typically we do haul videos on Sunday. However, moving forward, we have I think there's going to be several new changes moving forward with the channel. Different ideas and things I have going forward. One of which, though, is going to be, instead of weekly hauls, we're going to do a monthly haul video. And that's all I'm going to tell you about it so far. I got some exciting things I want to do with that, and some other cool things that we're going to be doing later on the channel. I don't know exactly when, but cool things are coming. New ideas are brewing. So let's go ahead and talk about some comics. So the first comic I want to talk about today is Autumnal. This is a cool little series, a series that is complete. To my knowledge, there is no talk about, doing anything else with it, and the ending did seem like an ending. So this was an 8-part series, and I think I went ahead and picked up every single cover for this one, because I really liked the cover Bs and most of the cover As. There was an exception of, there was one cover A I didn't really care for because it was just way too dark and muddy. You couldn't even see what was going on. But the cover Bs, except for the first issue, the cover C, I really liked. It was really had a lot of negative space, and I thought they were pretty cool. Aside from the covers, story is super cool. A nice little haunting, horror-esque story about a woman who leaves her hometown, comes back. She has she didn't have the child there. She comes back with her child, and she's her mother has passed away, and she had not had a very fond relationship with her mom. But her mom left her a house and other things, and she has to take care of the funeral and everything. So she's come back, but something's weird about this town, specifically with the leaves. As you can see, there's a lot of leaves going on in all of the covers and everything. Actually, all the B covers and everything all have a whole bunch of leaves. And there's something or someone out there in the forest that is giving them a lot of trouble. It was I'm pretty happy with the way the story went. I think with it only being 8 issues, it probably wouldn't make a good TV show, but it could make a good movie or something possibly. Or if they did a TV show, you just have to add a bunch more in, which I wouldn't think would be necessarily too hard to do. I think there was a lot of talk about this book when it first came out, the first issue or 2 or so, about them picking it up for something. But it's so weird how they do with that, because everything, they're going crazy over all these indie stories now, going after them and picking them up for shows and movies and stuff. So by the time, when you first hear about it, by the time it happens, it's so much, farther along. It's hard to say if this is a good investment book, but even if it's not, it is a series that I enjoyed reading, and like I said, I'm happy with the way that it all wrapped up and everything, and nice little short 8-part miniseries. And then moving on to one of my favorite ongoing books at the moment, even though it's pretty new, Not All Robots. So far there's only 2 issues out. The 3rd issue is actually coming out this Wednesday. Very excited. And it's a bit of a fun jab, kind of has some social commentary. So basically, it's like a robot apocalypse, except for it's not, like the Terminator. It's more so the robots kept evolving and end up taking humans' jobs and are living together somewhat, except for humans are kind of treated as subclass. They're kind of viewed as inferior, and there's a lot of instances of robots going or malfunctioning or going mad or whatever and just killing their whole families. Because each family is paired with a robot that takes care of them, is how this new society works. And so humans are in this awkward state of fear, and I think although minimal, some people kind of enjoy that the robots are taking care of them and they don't have to do anything. You don't have to work anymore. I think there's a few jobs left, like barber, I think is still one. I guess because robots don't quite get the styles that people are going. I don't know what it is, or maybe they kept stabbing people. I'm not sure, but yeah, barber's still one. I remember that from the book, but other than that, it seems like there's going to be like we're butting up to like a civil war type thing between robots and humans, and it's really interesting because these robots are quite quirky. They have their own personalities, and it is for example, like there's a talk show, and there's I think 2 robots and 1 human on the talk show, and they're talking about there's a lot, like I said, a lot of these like killings and stuff, and they're like, the robots are like, it's not a big deal. Accidents happen, and you're blowing things out of proportion, and blow. And meanwhile, the human's like, no, this is a very serious topic, and it is an issue, So it plays off with a lot of serious kind of issues, but it also has a little spritz of humor in there, and a little satire in a way. So it's a series I picked up on a whim. I just thought, I was like, whatever, another little indie book I'll start reading, or I'll read the first issue anyway. And I loved the first issue. Thought it was super, super good. And it is up there for me. It's probably top 10, maybe higher for me right now. I need to make a definitive list, which is so hard to do, but I need to. That's another video I need to do. I might do that soon, but talk about all my books on my pull list. I know some people have asked about that before. Moving on though to Geiger. This is a series I picked up just because I thought it had some cool covers when it first came out, and this book every issue has like 4 covers, and they all are amazing. And then this all the reprints and everything, super awesome covers every time. Every cover they have is super cool. That being said, like, look at this first one. It's an awesome cover, and that's why I picked it up. I was like, that's pretty cool. Let me see what this is about. So, and the story's fairly simplistic. It's about a radioactive man. He's called, I think he's called the Glowing Man. Radioactive Man is a Marvel character. But, he's just like this cool hero type character in this post-apocalyptic world where nukes went off and destroyed everything. And, there's remnants of society, and you can't really go outside because of all the nuclear radiation and everything. It's kind of like Fallout in a way, I guess, except, well, I mean, yeah, kind of, well, roughly, I guess we'll say. But anyway, it's just about this radioactive man going around and fighting, these mutated thugs, and well, really, it's about him protecting a couple of kids. He finds a couple kids that are, trying to make from point A to point B, and he joins them on their journey. However, what's really exciting, the story's great. Like, every issue has been super, super fun to read. Again, nothing mind-breaking, just some post-apocalyptic funness. But that being said, on the 6th issue, they introduced a new character that will be getting and I can't remember his name. He's a robot. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But anyway, they're doing a separate series, and at the end of that issue as well, there was like it seemed to allude to a much larger universe that they're trying to weave. So they're doing a separate thing. I can't remember if it's a one-shot or a series that's going to be sprouting off of Geiger. and potentially some more stuff. So there could be like a bit of a Geiger verse being developed here, and I'm all for it because it's just fun. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't. There's certain books that I absolutely love because the writing is beautiful and it touches something special in my heart, like The Me You Love in the Dark. I love that book so much, and it genuinely means a lot to me on an emotional level. But Geiger, sometimes you just want to have fun and have a radioactive man punching some big radioactive things. That's what, if you enjoy that, I think you'll have a fun time with Geiger. Now moving on to one that's another bit more, well, actually quite different from anything else on this list, or maybe my last list as well. I have Mamo, or it could be Mammo. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. This is a quaint little witch book. If you enjoyed The Last Witch, which I thought was a fantastic series, hopefully we're going to hear more from them, because it ended on kind of a cliffhanger. But anyway, if you enjoyed that series, I think you would enjoy Mamo. I feel like even though not a lot of people read that series, more people read that than are reading Mamo. Mamo is just one, and I get it. It's not for everyone. It's very muted, very low key. We're not shooting. This isn't the type of witch that's doing laser blast and all kinds of crazy things. A lot of it, they're just riding around on a bicycle, finding some stuff that they're picking up. Well, I guess I can slightly, not a big spoiler, but they have to put, Mamo is the name of this old witch that lived over this town for many years, and her granddaughter, I think it's her granddaughter, I'm pretty sure, has to put her to rest finally by burying the scattered bones. And a lot of it's just the small little moments just throughout the entire thing. The books are on the thicker side. I feel like issues 2 and 3 were quite thick, actually. And but 1 and 4, that's another thing. This is I think just a 5-part series. 4 issues are out so far, and so there'll be one more. I'm excited to see where it is. There was a bit more. I don't want to say action. It wasn't crazy or anything, but there was a bit more conflict in the 4th issue compared to issues 1 through 3. But even, I mean, without that, like I said, it's not like, let's get to the good stuff. I loved issues 1 through 3. I loved issues 4 as well. It's just super calm. It's like a little slice of life comic, and one of them happens to be a witch. Like it's nothing. It's not played for any comedic effects. It's not played for anything at all. It just feels very, very real in the sense of like these are just a couple people and they're figuring out their problems, and they have emotional things that they have to deal with and stuff. And it's a book that I feel like it's hard to, necessarily sell to people. Because, if I'm telling you about Geiger, I'm like, yes, a radioactive man punching things and blowing stuff up. It's super cool. And then I'm like, Mamo, they're riding around on a bicycle. So, again, I get it. Not for everyone. But if you want a nice little read that is just a bit of something different and something a little refreshing, I highly recommend Mamo, a book that I very much enjoy. And then the last book I'm going to talk about today is my boy Donnie Cates on Crossover. Now, this one had some heat around it when it first came out because, everybody knows Donnie Cates and puts out great work. However, it seems when he's not putting out a new first appearance of a Marvel character, maybe people kind of fall off the bandwagon a little bit. That being said, still a great story. So this is currently, there's 8 issues out, and we are in the second arc. So the first arc was issues 1 through 6. Issue 7 was actually written by Zdarsky, and it kind of works as its own separate thing. It works, it ties in. It's really interesting. I kind of almost feel like issues 7 and 8 were my favorite issues so far. I think the way that... I guess let me tell you a bit about the story first. So, Crossover is kind of the simple concept of what would happen if comic book characters appeared in the real world, and all the problems that it would cause. And they're not, it's not like just a human, or they don't look exactly like us. They have the polka dots, and how they're shaded in with dots, and they're not fully colored in and everything, and they're visibly different than us. And even if just, I think there's like regular comic people too, and then obviously there's various degrees of powered people from the comics. You have your Superman type characters, then you have your Hawkeye, with a bow. That being said, there has been, I don't really want to spoil who it is, but there has been some really obscure characters from other comics in this series, as well as some more popular. But again, I don't want to go into it. However, what I will say, and I guess this could be considered a spoiler, but there's not been any big characters like, we haven't seen a Spider-Man or Superman or Batman. There's been a lot of like hints to things, but no characters popped out and been like, yes, I am Marvel's, Captain America. Nothing quite like that. There is a lot of mention. Like I know for sure they mention Spider-Man. They talk a lot about characters. However, obviously rights and everything, so they don't have the they don't have the rights to just use whoever they want. However, I think a lot of people were kind of hoping Donnie Cates, having worked with Marvel so much, might be able to pull some strings somehow, some way, and I'm still holding out for it. It would be super cool. I don't know if it'll happen or not. We'll see. But regardless, I think the story is super creative. I especially like where this new arc is going. I think just the way that he's telling the story is just super interesting, and it's got a really, really nice take on it. Then because it's got a good concept, but I feel like other people have probably done similar concepts with different things. But what I'm a big fan of in this in particular is the writing, because again, Donnie Cates is the man, and also that one Zdarsky issue was super awesome as well. And I mean, obviously Donnie, again, without spoiling anything, but it was very crafted. It's not like he took a break and it's like, yeah, I just need you to write this issue for me. I'm doing a billion other books right now. It was purposely designed for, he chose Zdarsky to write this issue, and it was such a clever idea. And again, I don't want to spoil it, but man, it's so cool what he's doing. And even though, sure, there's no, Spider-Man or Dr. Octopus or this or that or whoever that's popping up in these books, I think the story itself is just super, super good and definitely worth checking out. But those are my 5 indie books, part 2, whatever you want to call this. Again, thank you all so much for watching, not just this video, but all my videos, checking out the channel, hitting the like button, all those cool things, leaving the comments so we can always talk. I do apologize this past week. I try to stay on top of comments and, comment, within a day or so. But I know there were some videos this past week or so, whatever. It took me like almost a week to get to. And I'm doing a lot of things. I'm working, and I'm working on getting ready to move here soon and stuff. So I apologize if I am slow on the replies, but I do look forward to replying to all your comments. And thank you all so much. I'm sure next time I speak to you, unless y'all troll me, we should be at 500 subscribers. And I can't wait to give those comics away to 3 lucky viewers that have been, hopefully, commenting on all kinds of stuff and doing all kinds of cool things. And I've grown to know you, and you've grown to know me, and all that good stuff. But that's going to be it for today. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Thank you all so much, and goodbye.